Welcome to the Tubig podcast, where we flow
and we grow.
I'm your co-host, Roseanne Aragon.
And I'm Christy Poizo.
Dea Chinquanco here.
Awesome. Well, how is everyone doing? It's
Good.
episode 4.
Yes, we finally are all back in town.
Yes.
Yes.
I
So
know.
now that we've had a chance to get back together and get back onto podcast, let's talk about what's too big and trending.
Yes. How can you not throw a
FIFA.
stone around here and not know that, the World Cup is happening everywhere that you go. So, keep in mind that if you are traveling in Houston, the cadence of the city has changed, and just be mindful of making your plans to travel around. So,
Houston right now is hosting this huge world event.
Yes.
And Energy
For
Stadium.
the first time.
Yes.
Yes.
And everything is changing. Like, we're seeing a lot of new, better roads. We're seeing some soccer decorations, which I'm sure you'll notice if you're here in Houston. And if you're not, just know it's huge. And our big NRG Stadium is now the Houston Stadium, renamed because of sponsorship.
Yeah, due to tournament sponsorship policies, but it will go back to the Reliance Stadium name. So don't worry about that. It won't be stuck with Houston Stadium forever.
Yeah. And I wanted to note that for the World Cup, of course, we are so excited to have such a huge event come into town. But also about a month ago, the city of Houston and the Houston airport systems put a citywide event together just to bring some awareness to the city that when we have large events like this, as exciting as it is and as it should be bringing more business into our communities, that we need to be aware of efforts like anti-human trafficking efforts. Anytime there's a lot of travel coming into a city, it attracts good things. Unfortunately, just like anything else, there's trade-off. It also attracts some not so good things. And part of our governance as citizens and the leaders in the community is for us to be just vigilant, to not be tolerant of it, and to be aware. So again, the city of Houston and Houston Airport System, thank you so much for putting that together at the Wortham Center about a month ago. NOV and some big companies were present to support this initiative.
Right. Yeah. Yes, it's very good to bring visibility into that and know it is such a huge issue, not just in Houston, but everywhere. And there are resources. And so thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah.
Mine's a bit lighter with the right now what's trending on TikTok is Mr. Freddy. He's a creator from Germany, and many, social media, watchers and followers are following his journey into America, getting the American experience, and just him being so upbeat about the things in America. And it's not just him, but there's so many posts on social media about first time, people coming to America for the first time, and they're really excited about, things like ranch dressing, Buc-ee's bathrooms.
Buc-ee's. As Texans, we're going to be proud of.
I know.
Buc-ee's.
We're just usually thinking it's normal, but I forget that.
Yeah,
for people who haven't been here before.
Yeah.
It's a novelty.
Absolutely. Yeah. And when you see one, and when you're outside of the country, especially, you're like, wait.
Can you imagine being from a very historic country, and then you come here and everything's kind of new, everything's pretty flashy. It's here's some ranch dressing, here's the Buc-ee's though. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Apparently this German man, Freddy, has become a social media sensation for his candid, upbeat reactions to American life. He's documented stops at Buc-ee's, even at 11 a.m., Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, and Waffle House, giving the latter a 10 out of 10 rating.
Oh, wow.
His posts about late-night convenience store meals and roadside attractions have racked up millions of views. Other visitors are sharing their first-time experience with ranch dressing, joking that it's like crack, oh my gosh, and asking why Europe doesn't have it. Scottish fan Sean Cumming praised American food for being better seasoned and noted the openness and scale of U.S. culture. Japanese travelers have been recommending Waymo driverless taxis in Dallas, Houston, and LA, hailing them via app without speaking English, a service almost non-existent elsewhere. Swedish influencer Elsa posted about faster in-flight Wi-Fi than her broadband at home, calling U.S. completely radicalized within 48 hours. Germany faces Curacao. Okay, so that's more about the games that are happening. But yeah, I just think that's just so whimsy for me. As an American, it's that must be a huge culture shock to go from really what I think is like wholesome food, high quality food. And then you go to Waffle House and you're like,
Then you got
this is
ranch.
some good fast food.
There's like delicious ranch, but yeah, it's
I just like
yeah.
ranch. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it's things we take for granted.
Yeah.
You
We're
know,
used to
so-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
It is fun. It's that's the and let's segue actually into our topic of the month for June, which is travel and motion.
Yes.
So we've got people traveling into the country. We are traveling out of the country some of the time this summer. Let's talk about a little bit of our recent travels. Actually, this is why it took us a minute to get back together, because basically we were all traveling, and then
Life was
blessed.
life.
We were blessed to be able to travel, and let's do some sharing of what we've seen and experienced. And
Yeah, I mean, so essentially life gets so busy, right? And, and we don't make the time to actually go elsewhere. And I guess maybe we need to ask each other is like, what difference did it make in our lives to just be able to travel? Did it help us? What did we learn? So
I love that
maybe,
because
know,
it puts more depth into the experience.
I mean, traveling
more
is one thing.
intentionality.
Yeah, traveling is one thing, but there's a reason why we all do it. It's not just to check something off on the list. So, what is maybe your reason why you would travel?
Sure.
Yeah.
I really think that travel, it opens your world, and there's such an importance in opening your world up to things that are just not what you're familiar with.
Sure.
Because I feel like homes are they're comfortable. They're your safe space, and they're your reality from your little bubble. And I think it's just so important that you see how other people live, how they eat, what they prioritize, what they're, and I'll always, just remember just the pace of life in places like in Europe, where I just don't feel the push to like work till you die, it's not that intensity where I do feel so much pressure in America. They definitely get the work done, but there's like a different pace of life. Like specifically like Italy, I just traveled to Portugal and I got this
I
necklace.
love
Lots
this
of cute
necklace.
jewelry and good shots.
And it's a local
I
shop.
like the
Yes,
little
it's supported,
freshwater
right?
pearl.
Yes, we can tag it.
I
I can't
love.
remember.
Yes, please.
Mhm.
Yes.
But it's really just that. It's like, I love to see what other people do with their lives and like appreciate the culture of it. Appreciate, these are the cuisines that they have. Like in Portugal, the fish is just so fresh. The tin sardines. And every time we ask our Uber driver or what do you all eat? Because like you guys know what truly is delicious, and we'll try those dishes and they're really fun. So yeah, I think it's getting all these different perspectives and like just widening your reality.
I love that. I love that so much. And it's true, right? Because you can get so comfortable, and comfortable is not a bad thing, except it also makes you not grow, right? Because you get complacent. You're just kind of like, oh, I'm good. But yeah, so bringing yourself outside of something else, like a different perspective, and understanding that people value things differently, maybe too, in different places, and also not kind of thinking that your way is the only way.
Everything is a chapter, and if you only read your home chapter, that's only one chapter of a book. Like every place it can be a chapter, and it's like at the end of life, I would love to, and hopefully, and I know we're privileged to travel, and I want to make sure we acknowledge that, but even just getting out and being in different communities, having a diverse, variety of friends, that different people with different walks of life that can really teach you things. Like it's the same type of value of travel. It's like you're getting different perspectives everywhere and letting it change who you are.
Absolutely. You want to share anything special from Portugal that maybe like it was kind of like a little light bulb moment for you during this recent travel? Do you have anything to share?
I think, well, one, it's like this place that I didn't hear about that, really, I've read like just in the last like 6 to 7 years has become popular, which is the Azores. It is an island off the coast of a series of islands off the coast of Portugal and Spain.
Yeah.
And I was just so inspired by the way that people, live life there. I mean, literally, it's this small island that has this lush grass. Apparently, I love grass. Like I just Really, the most
Well,
amazing
what made you
lush
want to go
roll.
to Portugal? Was it just for work or something, or for vacation, or you just threw a dart on a map and said, "I'm going to Portugal"?
I had gone for work for the very first time, which was
Okay.
pretty cool. And then we wanted to go for my husband, B, to see it, but he wanted to also check out this island. And the island is so unique. There's like more cows than people there.
Wow.
And like the cows are
yeah.
just so happy because there's no major predator there. There's no wolf. The biggest predator is a Spanish rabbit that got on a boat and then they brought the rabbits there to eat. And that's like the biggest, baddest thing there. And these cows are just like everywhere. And the meat, like the meat. Oh, the milk is so good.
I bet.
The milk is
They're-
so
I mean, the
organic.
cows are not stressed.
What's
rolling in the hills
Happy
of
cows.
grass. Happy cows.
Happy
And I
cows.
kid you not, like
Happy
I
milk.
drank milk out of this. This is one thing to get in Portugal is ceramics. And I bought this little ceramic thing. Like if
Oh,
you go to
wow.
Portugal, the ceramics are really good.
Oh,
And I
it's
just love it's so
beautiful.
unique. Ceramic
Yeah.
factory.
I love
Okay,
it.
it's a good
beautiful.
quality.
Yeah. And so I
Yeah.
drank the Azorian
ASMR.
milk there. But
Aww.
it's so great. Like I
Was
would
this your
recommend
milk
it.
cup, or
That was my milk cup. It's now my everyday coffee cup. Like
Aww.
so ceramics in Portugal, tin sardines, jewelry,
Yeah.
and then the Azores, it's milk
Aw.
because the cows there are so happy. And the steak is pretty good, but I feel guilty saying that the steak is so good and well
He
watching.
lived it. He lived a good life.
And well watching. You did send a clip of that.
It
It
was.
was amazing.
It's
Even
like,
on film, it was amazing. So I can just imagine with your own eyes.
and
yeah.
not a lot of people have been there. It's I think because of like the flights opening up there, it's now becoming a destination. And I
Right.
would love to share it with others so they could think of like, oh, they're looking for a place.
Yeah.
The Azores, I think, is such a unique
You
place.
look so relaxed. all of a
Oh,
sudden.
You do.
thanks.
You do. You
I
look,
mean, we all do.
you look rested.
I know.
You went to Scotland.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
Yeah, tell us about
Oh,
you,
gosh.
Christy.
Okay. May, I
Yeah.
was barely in Houston. I always say that Houston makes everywhere else a great place to visit. Why? Because this is where we live and work. We may not have large mountain sides and things like that, but travel actually is more accessible for us because apparently the standard of living here for buying a house is actually fairly affordable where you can have enough disposable income to travel. That used to be what I said. Now it's starting to change.
But
I mean,
the next generation is
right.
like,
It's going to be tough, but
yeah.
but always growing up, at least you're like,
Yeah.
if you manage to get a decent enough job, you could get a decent sized house and all that.
Mhm.
So all this. So May, it was El Paso, BTS, Scotland, which was also visiting a few of my friends who I've seen every few years. We actually used to be fans of Outlander. We're actually calling ourselves recovering fans of Outlander.
Do they not do the Outlander get-togethers anymore?
I think they still do. The Peakers still do, but then I think it's because the season is start. What was strange was the season of Outlander was actually ending coincidentally as I was in Scotland.
Oh,
So I was
wow.
like,
yeah.
We thought it was kind of interesting and fortuitous for us to go, well, we're going to cheers and celebrate.
Oh.
We decided in the end that we weren't obsessed with Outlander or the main stars but we were actually in the end obsessed with Scotland.
Yeah.
So, but because they live in the UK, I thought they had visited all these places, but the reality is that they invite me because they had not yet seen these places as well.
Oh, wow.
And so they come from all over the UK, Somerset, Bristol, wherever. We meet in Glasgow, and then I went there kind of a week early to do Mother's Day in Edinburgh, have high tea with my daughter. I mean, who does that, right? Because you could take the trains everywhere there, and you're in Edinburgh in an hour.
Yeah.
And from Glasgow, and then we'd go back, and then I'd walk up and down the street and eat every form of haggis. Lasagna, haggis, pizza. I don't know. I was like, there's haggis and everything. We take for granted. There's no ranch. There's a couple moments where I could use some ranch from that haggis. But
I'm sure the food was great.
I don't know. Haggis is actually very good if it's seasoned properly. But then we had a great time. I know, right? And hot sauce. Cajun chef.
You might as well throw in some patis and suka.
I know.
Filipino sauce and dinner.
But I went with my daughter, and that was an interesting thing. So I was like, how is this going to turn out? She was with a bunch of other moms, but it provided introspection, right?
Yeah.
And at the same time, you're visiting a place that you've never been to and people you're with have never been to, and everything is seen with the eyes of discovery.
Mhm.
And and you are almost in a way living a different, like you think in yourself, if I had lived a different life, could I live here? Could I be comfortable here?
Right, right.
Would I wake up every day? What would nature do to my body and my mind if I would be near a mountaintop every day or by a body of water? How would it change me?
Oh.
Yeah, you breathe differently. I think I
Mhm.
lost like 5 pounds because I had to walk everywhere,
Mm.
and
Wow.
then
And you feel good.
yeah, you
'Cause
feel
you're
good. The
walking.
air's
Yeah.
different,
Mhm.
food's, you just sort of.
Mhm.
But we were definitely out in what they called the Outer Hebrides,
Mhm.
and plane, trains, and automobiles. You had to take a ferry to get there. You had to, so the transportation's different. Over here, we could pop in our car and drive for 10 hours.
Mm.
Over there, it's the terrain. You've got to go get in your car, drive on another side of the road, and there's cliffs, and then you have to pull over everywhere because the roads are so old. They're not 2 lanes, and then they have those roundabouts everywhere.
Mm.
And then if I was in a roundabout, I think I'd be on it forever. I wouldn't know how to get out of it, and I'd be on a different side of the road of the car. I don't know. And then so all these things you take in consideration, but that's part of their everyday life. Like
Right.
like Bucky's is part of our everyday life.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
I don't
And
know.
ranch.
They might enjoy living here
Again.
because there's ranch, but we
Yeah.
might enjoy living there because there's fresh air. I don't know.
Mhm.
But it was just or there's a castle. You could throw a stone and there's a castle everywhere. And
Yeah.
once you've seen them all, as our taxi driver would say.
Mhm.
And my daughter's like, oh, it's still the same kind of castle. So, but and then I was like, well, let's just go walk up that mini mountain in Edinburgh. But you could do that everywhere. It's beautiful. But then BTS again in Las Vegas, which is where I got this jacket, by the way.
I love.
You ever get a chance to see Wizard of Oz and the Sphere? It is amazing. I was like thinking it was not really going to be a big deal because we've all seen Wizard of Oz a million times. But the second you're inside the sphere and then the whole ceiling of the global sphere around you turns into the Wizard of Oz.
Amazing.
And then they drop like apples on us.
Oh,
and then they drop fake foam apples.
I was gonna say, I was like that.
No, foam apples.
Like, oh,
shout out to my Pure Bar bestie Kate, who planned everything. She says, okay, we sit in this particular row. This is where the highest chance of apples will come in. I caught one and I gave it to her. And then we went and then they actually had the tornado. So
wow.
I mean, think about all the things all the lives I'm talking about here. That I've lived, and then all the places I've been, and I come back home, and I think I needed a minute to reacclimate back to regular life.
I believe you.
I believe it was like being reindoctrinated back into civilization.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're saying.
I was like, does it stress me? I was like, it could, but I was like, and then I just sort of in my mind rewind back to that beach where the only footprints were mine, or that hillside where it literally rained and sleet and winded and and then there was sunny weather within an hour while I was there. I was like, wait 5 minutes, the weather's going to change.
Wow.
But I mean, that's I was just like, happening,
Yeah.
Your body changed.
And how much tea did you have?
Was it too good?
My
know,
friends and my British friends, I love the tea. It really is so awesome. I'm actually every time I drink tea now here in Houston, I am missing you and our conversations that we had. But we learned a lot. I mean, you know who you are. Our friends, Helen, and your tea. You've taught me a lot about how it's really a sacred thing for you to be able to. Tea makes you sit down.
Yeah.
And talk
and take a deep breath. You have
that's how we started.
What is the equivalent Texas version of a cuppa? Honestly, because they're like a cup of tea, milky tea for you. And I don't think I answered half the time, but it was all ready to go for me. By the time I took off my hiking boots and my jacket, there was already a tea. I said, yeah, I guess so. No, that meant yes. You're all having tea. We're sitting down. We're going to talk. We're going to recap our day. But it was really such a nice thing to do. It was like having this podcast every day.
Connection.
Yeah,
connection.
But that's what it did. It you are transported with different people and your vibe and who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cliche to say maybe that it gives you a different perspective, but it really does feel like time traveling in a way. Like what other kind of person would I be if I lived here, or if I were around different people? Would I be the same person?
I love that idea of like
you know?
mental plasticity
Yeah.
when when you're saying that, where it's like you're in a different place and then you imagine yourself in a different context,
Right.
and what would that be like?
Would I break my
Right.
cycles of
Yeah.
things that I was
Yeah.
doing that were
Yeah.
unhealthy?
Yeah.
You know?
And you can
I
change things when
I
you
always-
come back, right?
I always have this vision, like how I would be if I were to just be in Italy and let life take me away.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and,
Yeah.
and just
Oh, I love
you know,
Italy.
be
Yeah.
like work where I get to talk, do things I love.
Do you have
like,
a favorite
really-
place in Italy?
Yeah.
What do you like?
I mean, I like Rome. Like I
Yeah.
love,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Rome is, yeah.
the
I'm a
pace of
Positano
life.
Something
girl.
else, yeah.
Ooh, yes,
I
yes,
love-
Positano.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I've been there like 3 times already. I love it.
Yeah.
It's just so beautiful because you feel that it changes you.
Mhm.
It always takes me like 5 days to really be on vacation because the first few days I'm still checking my
Yes.
email.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I
You're
feel
still
like it's a
recovering
few
from jet
days.
lag.
Yeah.
And that's why I totally subscribe and believe that when you come back, you also need acclimation back to this life. Because I feel like I'm the best version of myself, and in a way, like really honoring like my divine feminine, if
Right.
you will.
Mhm.
Like where I'm just like letting it flow. Like
Mhm.
I'm not on a tight schedule. Like I am letting life flow. I am
Mhm.
saying yes to things. I'm letting spontaneity
Mhm.
happen. I'm being creative, and I just see the best parts of me come out
Mhm.
when I'm fully unplugged. So day 5 of
Yeah.
vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but doesn't it also
Yeah.
teach you that I am not locked into this
Yes.
life? If I'm
Mhm.
unhappy, I can just travel and change it,
Yes.
you know, or go
Mhm.
somewhere else. I was like, why do
Mhm.
we proliferate bad habits or things and routines if
Mhm.
we know that
Yeah.
there's a possibility, even if we can change it temporarily or take a break from it, just to
Mhm.
Or
get
change your lifestyle from
Yeah.
it. Like I've been now making a little routine of my coffee, like how I did. In
yeah, you can
Portugal.
bring a little bit of the country back here.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean, like,
And the
hey, you
cuppa.
know, we're gonna have some
And the
British
cuppa.
We gotta
tea.
do tea
Yeah.
time next
Yeah.
time.
I know,
Yeah.
milky
Yeah.
tea, milky
Yeah.
tea.
Milky
We have
tea.
a bit of milky
Yeah.
tea, you know. So
Yeah. So yeah, for me,
Yeah, where'd you go?
so travel for us, we typically we like to go to different places to experience like just what
Y'all have
you
been all
shared.
over. Yeah. Yeah.
We try. But this time, we've spent some time in San Diego where we have family. So travel is also about
San
San Diego.
No,
So-
I was joking with her earlier. I was
Yeah.
like, "Did you bring a Navy Filipino in your suitcase pack?"
I'm like, no, because I
Yeah.
have them in the family.
Yeah,
No,
but no need.
No
No.
need. We have them. But so speaking of which, a shout out to my family in San Diego. Thank you so much for making time with us and really making the connections precious. And to that note, travel is also about reconnecting with family. And also for me, every time we travel as a family, is to allow beautiful accidents, happenstance type of things
Oh, tell me more. What does
come
that
through,
mean?
right?
Because
Yeah.
accidents aren't always beautiful, and I'm curious about
that is
how
correct.
one became beautiful.
That is
Okay.
correct. That is correct. There are occasions in travel where you're like, this is not what I wanted to experience. And in fact, that's some most of the time part of my prayer before we launch off is safety and basically say, good happenstance, good accidents, like good, discoveries. In this particular case, for me, just like what you're saying with resetting and kind of just like reimagining a different way of living, every morning, because I wake up before the whole entire family wakes up, and it's, we all kind of function a little bit differently in time, but also, Mira's working, Carlos is kind of working some of the time as well, is I would literally bring my cup, we were in an Airbnb, so I just had like a ceramic cup, which I was like, I don't care. So I have a ceramic cup, and I'm walking down towards the beach. Even before the sun is up.
I love how it's like not a to-go cup.
It's not.
I'm imagining I'm there with you.
It's a ceramic cup, and I'm literally, I step out. By the way, there's also just like what you said about Scotland. It's like and Portugal, where it's like the weather is so good, and I mean the air is so good. You don't need to do anything. You just exist.
You just be there.
Exactly. So I would make my coffee and I would walk out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the temperature is like chilly, but at the same time, later on in the day, it's going to be sunny and it's going to be great for the beach. And so, but here first thing in the morning, I'm like, I want to hear the waves. So I'm walking over and I'm like looking at the different houses in San Diego and how these houses in Pacific Beach are made, right? Because they're close to the water. And I sit there and I'm like looking, speaking of grass, I sit there, I picked a certain portion of grass, that's overlooking the ocean, and I do my reflection and my prayers and gratitude, and also processing things that I'm needing to process. So that's the simple parts that are really precious and important, right, for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as the happy accidental things that you can discover sometimes when you go in different places, my cousin Dee, thank you so much for recommending. I'm wearing the hat. It says Giants. It is basically the Contemporary Museum of San Diego, featuring Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats Dean collection of art.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yes,
That is
and
pretty cool.
wonderful experience
Very nice.
because they had like curated music that was
Mhm.
playing. Usually there's like it's either
Mhm.
silence in the museum or maybe classical. Now this is like all just amazing, a collection of music that you're listening to, and the artwork as well. Also by a lot of different artists from all over the place it's multicultural. We always celebrate that. And also it's a limited time that they are featuring their collection in San Diego.
Wow, it's good you
So-
got to see it. And she's
Exactly.
so soulful.
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
gosh.
and just the fact that they were wanting to support artists that were not known, right? Artists that were eventually, basically, they had filmed an interview of Alicia and Swizz, and they were projecting that in the museum as well. And you can listen to them and why they were doing this and what their vision was. And one of the biggest things that like landed for me is the fact that they were like, look, you don't want to, Swiss was saying to some friends, because, obviously with people that have the money, art can be a way to utilize, like managing funds and growing your funds or whatever. And he was telling his friend, he was like, if you're supporting an artist because you're thinking about the resale value later, he's like, it's you probably shouldn't be buying that art,
Yeah.
right? Because it needs. I get that it's a vehicle to do something like that for investments and growing your money, but at the end of the day, there's a different soul to these pieces.
Yeah.
And so it was just really wonderful to hear that part of of the mission that they had for featuring and supporting these artists. So that was, to me, was kind of a little happy. That was again, like things that you didn't know that's going on in the city or wherever you are,
Yeah.
right? That, and also sometimes that it is only available for a window of time. So there's definitely some serendipity to that, right? And the people that came with you, so those.
So true.
Yeah, yeah. And actually that's why I bought the hat, because I know that every time I
It's special.
wear the hat, it comes with a myriad of meaningful memories that that would remind me of that time with family, and also adventure with them, even on a local level.
What does it say on the
Yeah.
hat? MCA San Diego.
So it's Museum of Contemporary
the art
Contemporary
from
Arts.
Dean Collection.
San
Okay.
Diego. Yeah, art from Dean Collection
Very
of Alicia
cool.
Keys and Swiss Beats.
I
Yeah.
love that about you, Ate. It's like everything is like so meaningful and very deep. And then it reminds you about like future, like it inspires me because it's like, okay, you're right. Like when you don't plan everything, you let spontaneity happen. And then you get these really cool memories that can only have happened if you happened to be with the people you were with at the time you were there, saying yes to this thing, to be free enough to say yes. And then you get something that it's like you'll forever remember, like this special story,
Yeah, no, you're right. And sometimes I feel like there's where we live, we sometimes forget about that aspect. When you step outside where you live, when you travel,
Mhm.
Yeah.
somehow you kind of naturally expand your mind, because you don't have, you're not pressured for work or time or like all your constraints that you normally have when you're
Mhm.
home. So when you travel, you actually allow yourself to expand.
But I love how
Right.
you always seem to tie it, like, because you are a musician, that you see music in a way of how you travel. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's what speaks to you. Like you are inspired by those artists where you go, and then where they are artists as well as you as a fellow artist, because you are one.
Mhm.
You know, it's like visiting colleagues in a way, or
Yeah.
trying to find,
Oh.
because it's a part of who you are in your universe
Yeah.
as a musician in your past earlier life, but then you never stop being a musician.
No.
Yeah, actually, I was writing some music. Was when I was
Did that come out? Poetry and artist stuff?
Yeah.
Did you all start doing creative things that you forgot about?
Because when you're relaxed, right? When
Yeah.
you're relaxed, you
I start
create.
speaking in tongues.
Yeah.
I'm like,
We
who's
should
that?
have poetry night.
Oh
We
my
should
God.
we
Just
should
make the
actually
time.
that will be our cuppa.
That's what I do.
We should have poetry and like, you know, we'll figure it out. But like, yeah, no, and it's so sweet of you to
Right.
it's so
No,
to
but
kind
I'm
of
telling
like
that out
tune in
because-
on that.
But I see you do that all the time. You're always
I do,
like,
actually,
you're like, I
yeah.
need to call it a musician. I need to
Yes.
represent a musician. And
Yeah,
I'm always
yeah.
like, I never thought about, I mean, other
Yeah.
than BTS, but I mean,
Lens as
you
a-
know, I mean, you know,
Me
but
too.
you're always like bringing out that visibility of somebody's talent that, you know, really moves you in a way
Mhm.
that it's not quite traveling, but music in a way allows you to travel through different spaces as well without leaving your home.
Any form of art,
Yeah.
right? Any form of
But
for me,
actually physically
the
being there.
natural affinity for me is the music.
Yeah, but I'm no stranger to merch.
Oh,
Okay?
man, me too.
I mean, look, I'm literally wearing a glitter jacket right
look
now.
at us with our
Last podcast, I had BTS in my. Don't tell me about the BTS merch lines either. But I mean, but still, though, I love that. But this pink and brown combination is really,
You know, and that's another thing.
very hip.
I'm really trying to be more just, you know, because we do.
I think we're hip at our age, right?
You
guys are
so-
so-
I just believe that.
You are hip. You're hip too.
I get yes and no. It depends. I do have a Gen Alpha that I can consult.
Are we Sigma? Is Sigma?
I don't even know what that means, but okay.
Don't even ask me what Sigma
you know,
is.
but oh no, I did that with my.
Uh-huh.
No, I told my son he was class of 2006-07, and he was like,
Oh,
boy.
boy. Out now. It's
It's
out
like,
no
no,
more.
he's
No
like,
more.
you're
That's
old.
Ohio.
You're old.
That's the
Yeah.
And I was like, oh well.
Oh man.
Anyway,
Okay, so now that we've covered travel,
Mhm.
let's extend this this kind of thought process a little bit, like kind of like a second order thinking type of thing. So travel involves motion, movement. So do we want to maybe explore a little bit of that thought in terms of motion for us?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
travel is, to sum up, is when I had to write this down so I don't forget, is essentially a way for us to test an alternate life.
Yes.
So, and
I love that.
but then I love how Ro kind of wrapped it up with, but you can bring that alternate life back in with you here,
Mm-hmm.
even if it is a little bit of merch or a necklace or a cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
As a reminder.
Yeah,
And-
that it, you know,
Mhm.
we don't leave it and it's gone. It's
Mhm.
we take it with us, just like we take ourselves all over the world wherever we go. So.
Yeah.
And to add, I think one big question that I think we
Mhm.
could all ask ourselves is, who are we when we do take off the pressure, all the pressures that, you know, hold us back, you know, the
Mhm.
pressure of work, the heaviness of the world.
Mhm.
Like when we get that chance to be our truly free flowing, creative, spontaneous, you know,
Yeah.
like rested self, like who are we?
Yeah.
You know, and for you, I really think that comes out with the music. For you,
Mhm.
I can imagine it's poetry, it's
Yeah.
writing. And for me, by day 6, I'm always like writing something, you know,
Yeah.
and the post will come
Yeah.
later because like it happens to be that the mechanism is through post. But who are you when all the pressures come off?
Right.
Then you really can discover like what it is that makes you come alive outside of things that are
Right.
like very heavy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it could be work, it could be,
Yeah.
you know, all the issues that you have in your home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you go somewhere else, like, and you
Mhm.
feel like the pressure's lifted, and then you can see
Mm.
your creative potential.
Right.
You know,
Mhm. You know,
I'm going to take a deep breath.
yeah. Yes. Let me breathe that air.
I'm going back into the
oh man,
mountains
that
and the
I
islands.
believe you.
I'm in the
That-
Isle of Skye
I
again.
believe
Dream.
the
Yeah.
different
Yes.
the fresh air just
I got to take driving lessons on the different side of the road.
I
I won't say wrong side of the road. It's not wrong to you folks on the other side of the world.
Different. That's
The
right.
other-
Very
yes.
inclusive. That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
no, but yeah, for sure. But yeah, we're trying to transition into something else, and that we're wrapping up on the travel part of it. But tell us more on where you want this to go as far as watering our garden.
Yeah.
And
Watering our garden, yes. Here's where we kind of either give props or have a shout out to people that are doing something, or maybe just us putting some sort of, our theme is motion, so travel in motion, maybe putting some intentional thought with regards to that. So for me, we're connecting movement, right?
It's like we're physically moving to another part of the world to experience it, but now it's also like motion, like making it to like the next step or the next level, or physically.
Well, what is real life? Is real life really here, or was it there?
I think it's both.
Am I getting too deep? No, I didn't even have the line.
I was like, I need to drink, and that's true.
I was like,
it's both.
No, sorry. Sorry.
No, but okay. So for me, like, when we're talking about motion, we're like, we don't cut it out.
I want
Again, unapologetic honesty. Remember, is one of our.
Okay.
One of our.
Okay. All right.
So, to me, when I hear the word motion, and now that we're talking about travel and all this stuff, because as you both said, we are very blessed that we're able to do this, but also, if you really think about it, we are not like filthy rich people. But the reason why we are in motion, where travel is part of our lifestyle, is because we value it, and we basically forego other things so that we can do that, right? So in the same token with movement, right, there has to be an intentionality, you cannot wait for perfection to move. If anything, that iteration of movement may possibly get you closer to perfection. But if you're waiting for perfection to move, you will never move.
Okay, we gotten deep here. So let me go.
Yeah.
That's where I'm
So now
So you may. You know what?
need something.
Oh no, I can do this. I'm doing it without. I had a brown one of. I had one of brownies. Not regular brownies. No, I'm on a sugar high. There's nothing else in the brownies.
Do when they travel.
What did Brian put in those brownies? No, too much sugar.
Yes.
So you know what moves that we cannot change. I'm getting a little deep here. I'm hanging with you.
I'm with you.
We're gonna rope it.
Please.
Time is gonna always move forward, and we can never stop it or pause it or anything.
Yeah.
And so, as my child is graduating, and my kids, thank you. Yeah, but and I looked at my house that I needed to clean before my mother-in-law came.
This story.
We had to look at our lives in all the stuff we collected, and there was a traveling in the sense that we had to inevitably look at ourselves that our kids are growing, all the stuff has to move out. All of a sudden we were entering into a new phase that the moment we dropped our kid off on the last day of school, my husband and I looked at each other and it just dawned on us. We were like, oh crap, your mother's coming. No. No. That's what I meant. But we have to clean the house. And before that, all the childhood Legos we've been ignoring on the shelf, and the kids drawing on the wall, the multiplication table that's been taped on the ticking of the little height as they grew older, and we're looking at this old dilapidated house, very lived in. I know, but you're just thinking time is moving.
I love your house.
Time is moving. We are traveling, whether we want to or not, in a way forward.
Yeah.
Okay.
Motion forward.
So in a way, the person I was last month of a high schooler, I have now become a non-high school mother,
Mm-hmm.
and I've traveled into becoming a completely different person now.
Wow.
And then looking at my husband going, what if we have an empty nest and it's just us? And oh my God. I mean, were you okay with that? I'm okay with that. You okay with that? I mean, you're going to be, are we going to work still? I mean, I know I'm going to be busy because I love projects and I love creating, and the person I became when I travel. And I looked at my husband, I go, what are you going to do? And he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like, you better figure out something to do because, and then
you're like,
but then my kids are like, hold on, we haven't moved out yet, but those thoughts happen very quickly in your mind as these huge moments and shifts in your life change with your children moving out or getting older, and you're moving into a different phase in your life. And your age and your body and all these things are changing,
Oh, yeah.
We can't change that. There's only so much face sculpting we can do, guys. But I mean, taking care of ourselves.
Yeah.
So true.
And our health is just so that is where I think time is moving forward, whether we want to or not, in motion. But as it's moving, where are we? Are we stuck? Or are we evolving?
You're getting deep.
Or are we
so good
becoming that different person? Did I put on hold that person I was supposed to do and be like a year ago, 10 years ago? If I had started that project that I didn't, so I'm starting to have feelings like that going, I put on pause that script I was supposed to write. That luckily the podcast that I was supposed to start has started, right? That we were supposed to start.
Yeah.
We did that. So we've at least conquered one of them, but there's more to us, right? We're multi-dimensional creatures that need to constantly create to move forward and travel.
I love that so much.
We need
do
to,
it.
we just need to.
There's no other time.
It's just let's get a Google Doc going. I mean, but that you need. So we had a women's conference at work last week, and one of the leadership tips that the guy gave was that you've got to always be there for your people. Right? You've got to always make sure that, you do the job, and then you just got to, it was just sort of this resilience of learning. And then we can't put on hold things that we said that we were going to do. Now is the time to just kind of keep moving. You can do it.
Yep.
It's just, even if it's a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
I'm so inspired by that. You are so right.
Can we just start, just do if there's one thing that we could do this week on that one dream that we kept saying that, I need to do that before I die or kind of thing. I know it sounds naughty to say it like that.
You're right. No, but I've also had those thoughts.
We were supposed to do a musical.
I can't sing that.
Musical /
I could do some bad karaoke. I can dance. No, I can't. I can't dance. I can't dance. I can dance for karaoke with my friends and coworkers.
You can sing better karaoke than I can.
Yeah.
I am
musical.
I'm actually terrible at karaoke.
I do not believe you. I do not believe you.
I'm more,
singer.
Even though I'd like to sing Golden, I'm really more like the Pocahontas song or the Colors of the Wind alto. I'm like more Colors of the Wind.
I love that song. I love it. And I sing songs I can't sing. I don't know the key to sing. I'll just someone's gonna help me get up there.
Yeah, I mean, music allows us to talk. These creative moments we need to bring that back in. And notice how lively we are talking about it.
Oh yeah, it brings us life.
Yeah. I mean, why do we have to travel to find this out?
Yeah. We don't.
But we still want to travel.
You want to travel, but I don't think it's about physically having to go to this place or that place. It's
taking me out of this routine, right?
It's taking you out of your comfort zone and the familiar,
And just like it's kind of goes full circle with the things that we've mentioned when we traveled, is basically transferring that, like you said, back here.
Yeah.
If you're not traveling, that's what makes it special. Obviously, there's nuances that you're experiencing when you're traveling.
Yeah.
But really, what you're also missing is yourself, bigger.
It's evolving yourself.
Yeah.
Doing something that you didn't do before, or all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And really, it all points to movement and growth, motion.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I guess, and I don't want to sound cliche about it, but it feels like that had we not traveled last month and we were still grinding away, would y'all feel burnt out right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think it's even like
Yeah.
productive to travel. Like if you want to think about it in that mindset,
Like it's healthy even
Yes.
to make time for it.
Yes.
You know,
It's healthy to stop.
To invest in rest.
Yeah.
and you don't have to
Mhm.
leave town.
You don't have to leave town.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
staycations are a
Mhm.
thing.
I'd be
too.
so excited to just have a week to just be
Yeah.
my most like flow state self.
Yeah.
Just with
Yeah.
my
But there's something to say. When
Yes.
my work was like, God, we really needed your comment on a something, and then I said, oh, what day was that? And I said, I was on top of a mountain that day, and I just didn't have my signal was a bit off, or maybe my signal was amazing, but I'm still on top of a mountain. You want me to really respond? I was like, here's my view now. You know,
I really am a fan of truly unplugging.
Oh yeah.
But it always takes me a day or two. Like I will be still,
Mhm.
but I really want to be disciplined about that going
Mhm.
forward. It's like when I'm off, I'm truly unplugged. I think that is a good value
Mhm.
that can help me improve just my downtime, my investing in my rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then rest is so hard, even when you travel, because you have to go through, like, to me, like you said, it takes about a week
Yeah.
for you to even feel like, oh, I think I'm on vacation now. Your
Yeah.
body to feel it.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm. Sometimes staying
And are
at
just
home,
talking about jet lag.
yeah. Sometimes staying at home is actually the remedy.
The
Because
truest
But as
vacation.
long as
as
you're
long
not
as you're
checking your,
unplugging everything
Yeah.
and making basically and that's a culture that needs to be supported at the workplace too,
True.
where it's like when you're off you're truly off,
Yeah.
right? So in my ex-colleagues before, we, because we cared about each other and we cared about the workload and we were such a lean team
Mm-hmm.
that it was hard to unplug because that the others have more
Mm-hmm.
to do. But you're with good colleagues when they say you're off.
Mm-hmm.
Just leave it.
I love it.
Leave it. Yes, there's more
Yeah.
for us, but we'll have our time when we need to. And we do, like, kind of sort of in a very loving way, kind of yell at each other, like, "Why are you reading Teams? Like, I
I love
I
that.
see you on green. Why are you green?"
I love. My
Like,
manager, who I
yeah.
love, was saying, I might even be mad at you if you work on your vacation. I was like,
Yeah.
that is so
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah.
Thank
We're
you.
like, get off. Like, don't read mail. Why are you reading?
Yeah, I
mail?
mean, you almost need
supportive.
like your
Yeah.
manager to say, like, and that was one of the motivational speech things. Is I needed my manager to just say,
It's okay.
I got you.
Yeah.
Just do something as simple as that. Or
Yeah.
even if it's a family emergency or whatever it is, oh no, this business is going to fail unless you're here. You don't want to, that's not going to be helpful for anyone. But like, no, I got you.
Mhm.
Is it really life and death? Honestly,
Mhm.
I was talking to my doctor about this, and she was saying, like, you really need to manage your stress. And she goes, at the end of the day, work will always be piling up, and that's always going to happen. You just do the best you can, and then what you really need to prioritize is your cortisol levels, your stress, and I think that is that's what's real. And for me, that's the motion part of it. It's that, and it's actually inspired by you, Dr. Christy, when you told me, the bill always comes, like with your health, and it's like you either, pay now by going every day to work out and do all the things to keep yourself healthy, or you pay later when you're in the hospital bed because you didn't do all those things, and so that's the journey I'm on. I'm trying to make sure to take care of my health, trying to be, take care of my stress levels, my energy, everything,
Yeah. No, it's it, and again, it does entail a mind shift.
Yes.
Right. And in terms of just any of this, like we admire you, Christy, because you're so good about keeping up with exercise. I mean, we're going to commit ourselves now because
I actually came to a point where I had to make it an addiction. It's like there's some kind of spike that's happening with me that if I don't do it, it's like a little OCD.
I'm still waiting for figuring out the runner's high. Like, when does that happen? Like, at what mile?
Ro and I, because of Christy, Ro and I now
I
know it. This had to do the one earlier too. No, it's okay. It's okay. No worries. But Ro and I were just kind of touching base with Christy earlier before we start recording, but we are going to commit ourselves to some regularity.
New practice.
Yeah.
A new
mindset,
whether it's biking.
mindset shift, or really, really committing to a more regular form of, healthy exercise and
Yeah.
healthy practices.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do it. We can do it, and we should do it. We should
Yeah.
do it. So now that we've said it, we got to do it. And sometimes, in terms of motion, that is what it takes. Yeah, you have to put yourself in a place where you just now really, whether you like it or not, have put yourself into a place of accountability.
It's like we signed up for this thing where you do the yoga, the biking, the Pilates, there was a few other things. There were 6 classes, and we have until I think July to do it, and we've done one. So now we just need to do the rest.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have? Have we covered motion now, or do we want to get into our shout outs and props? Which is also part of watering our garden. Any props that we want to throw out there for folks? Recognition.
Gosh. I mean, shout out to my son, right? He got into the University of Houston School of Biomedical Engineering, but also shout out to all the parents who are going through the change of transitioning kids out of high school into college right now. You know, it's no small task as well, and trying to raise adults and getting them to be getting ready to launch. So I'm like speaking into your microphone because it's the only one that's green right now. Oh, mine's green. Yeah. So I mean, I think that's my major shout out is to both my kids who have made it through. Gosh, you survived us as parents through childhood, but also shout out to my husband who we did it together. We raised 2 humans, and you know, with no major drama of incidents, but you know, we still got college to go for one more, and then we'll see what happens. But I'm super proud of again all the parents because honestly, Houston has had so many graduating classes back to back. I mean, it was like, I mean, it was when we were coming in, there was another class walking out. That's how many graduating classes we're going through. And, you know, I forget like how many graduates go through the doors here in Houston, Texas. It's massive. Yeah. And then the colleges in Texas are big. We're big. Texas is huge and big. And I'm just so impressed by that. But you've got some interesting future ahead of you. That's all I have to say. Because it's a fascinating time, but it's a little scary because the technology is changing. Yeah. You know, so. But what about you guys? I mean, who's your shout out?
So speaking of graduation, we're in the theme of graduations. I wanted to congratulate my niece, Denise Kim. She graduated from Berkeley Music in Boston.
Yes, congratulations.
She
Berkeley Music. Wow.
Yeah.
So it is in the family.
Yeah, it actually this is on the Korean side of the family.
Okay.
So we actually saw her while I was in California. We also went to LA. To visit with her. And if you are interested in her music, I'll pull it up on Apple Music. I love her song that she wrote recently, not too long ago. It's called Dopamine by Denise Kim. And congrats, Denise, and love the song.
Oh my gosh.
Cheers to you. Yeah.
Cheers to Denise.
Yeah. How about you?
First, you know, along the same vein, thank you. I shout out to, you know, all the students who graduated. I know it was really hard, but you got there. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters now. And all of that hard work that you put in will certainly pay off, you know, as you make it to the next chapters of life. You can always call upon it and no one can ever take away your education, as my dad says.
Yes.
So congratulations to all the graduates. It's a huge, huge deal.
Yeah.
And then the second shout out I wanted to give was to the newest member of my family, which is Sloan, my darling 3-year-old Siamese stray cat that she adopted me. And I said, okay, like she came into my house one day and she wouldn't leave and we had been taking care of her. And so I just love her to death.
She chose you. She adopted you.
She adopted me and I just am so in love with her. And I just love taking care of her, and she makes me like
Hopefully
look up.
We'll get to meet her at some point. So
she's hiding upstairs.
That's okay. Aww.
Yeah.
I haven't had
Yeah.
hard to get a new cat myself.
They're just so sweet.
I know.
Yeah. Pets are special. Yeah.
She's a resilient one too. Like she kind of reminds me, like she is such a strong soul. Every time there was a rainstorm, I was like, is she gonna make it? but she always comes out being like, "Hey, where's the food?" You know, like I'm here again after a violent rainstorm every day. And she was a survivor. That's why her name is Sloan, which means warrior. And I'm like, yes, that's your name, and it's very chic. So she's very sophisticated.
I
She's
like
a
the
Siamese
name.
cat. It's a
I
very
like the name
Siamese cat.
Sloan.
Oh, Sloan.
Yeah.
Sloan.
So shout out to her.
Yeah. Aww.
Sloan probably has her own like soundtrack too. Doesn't she?
Right. She's such a lady. You know?
Aw.
She knew how to
She's
use the litter box, everything. And her and Butters, you know, they're like
Aw.
sisters now. But Butters is still a little bit jealous. It's fine.
Aww. I was
We'll-
hugging
we'll
on
show a
Butters.
picture.
Yeah.
Oh, she just loves her aunties.
And by the way, I'm super excited.
Mm.
I am now like Christy,
What?
excited to attend a BTS concert. It's moving this way. Christy has already
love you
got
too.
me. And
I have
I-
converted at least 3 people accidentally. And I wasn't even trying. I think it's that people see how much joy
yeah,
that it brings. And then you start going down and learning
yeah.
that, you know, about, I'm not going to go BTS
Yeah.
crazy because I
Yeah.
remember last time I saw myself on the podcast. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, you need to roll that back a little.
Well, I brought it up this time.
I was really.
I
mean, when you said dopamine, I was like, that's in the BTS song. So I mean, you know, I can hear myself like, I can't help being talking about dopamine. Okay. But I mean, it's she's coming with me to the Arlington show, so that's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite an experience.
Yeah, I can't
Freebies.
wait. I can't wait.
I've got you a light stick ready to go.
Yay! And I need to buy one for Emma because she's requesting.
Welcome her potentially new army. Her bias is Jungkook, I think.
It is. In fact, speaking of which, because we skipped May, happy Mother's Day to all the moms.
Yay.
The biggest shout out, actually.
And Father's Day's coming up.
And Father's Day's coming up. So props to all the moms out there.
Yes.
We know what it takes.
And happy
Whether your kids
Asian
are
Pacific American Heritage Month.
Yes, yes.
Well, I mean, it's a long acronym. Asian American Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander Heritage Month. That's it. Yeah. Did I
all
get
of
that
that.
right? A-A-N-H.
The alphabet soup.
Yes, I know. We're all there.
I trust that you have it. But also, thank you to my kids. I actually got the vinyl for the golden vinyl of Jungkook for Mother's Day. Yeah.
Oh, so they're keying in on you.
Yeah, that's my cutie.
Yes, I know.
Son and daughter that said, "Hey, mom wants this," and
but I think your daughter's slowly becoming army. It sounds
she
like
is. She wanted.
She likes Jungkook as well.
Yes, she does.
All right.
She does. We're and so does Mira actually. When we were in San Diego, we were watching his videos.
Okay.
And honestly, though, just so talented, so freaking talented. And like what you said, the fact
he has
that
perfect pitch.
He's
the golden man.
And
he's the
BTS
youngest.
Has just such a positive.
Did you watch RM's speech that he did?
No, I have not. I will.
Okay.
I will.
All right.
I will.
All right.
Yeah.
The Asian Summit. I can't remember the name of it, but the Asian Summit. He talked about bringing in creativity, investments, invest in your artists. It's just so inspiring.
Wow. And also just their attention to mental health and sharing their own struggles and things.
I mean,
like
they grew up in social media.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting to see that as well.
Yeah.
What happens to somebody who grows up in front of a camera like
that? Yeah. That's a lot. That's
but
intense pressure.
Can it be positive?
Yeah.
You know?
And I mean, I can just imagine, right? That's they have a huge popularity, a huge following, but just like anything else, when you have that, that's a responsibility. So, and they're also probably there because they are helping a lot of people. Yeah. Just like EJ with Golden, that was our topic last month. So
and she sang at the World Cup too.
She did.
And her music was so soulful that it was this is more than just a game. It's our DNA that we're here today because it's our DNA. I'm like, hit me in the heartstrings. That is, you can tell that she is so blessed, and that her gifts are being used to uplift people and give people hope, which sounds a lot like BTS.
Maybe we can,
So that's the call to motion. Is that whatever it is that we're doing, let's keep in mind that we're all in it together, and we're in this Tubig waters of the world,
and whatever it is where you find joy, if it be in travel or a music group.
Yeah.
or a song or in a beautiful necklace that you picked up in another country or a cup of tea.
Yeah.
You know,
The point is that we, you know,
Yeah.
it's the positivity, because whatever you have in there that's
Yeah.
positive, you can share it. So,
Mhm.
yeah. Any
Yeah.
last thoughts
Well, I just
as we wrap up?
I would just appreciate everybody sharing perspective with us as we try to, make it through life ourselves. And hopefully you enjoyed some of our random stories and streams of consciousness. But at the end of the day, we're trying to figure it out. So
Yeah.
And we want to hear your stories, and
Mhm.
please watch our YouTube, subscribe, and if you want to share a story or a place that you've been, we definitely want to hear it. And so, Too Big Podcast on YouTube. We also have an Instagram, Too Big Podcast, and then also Facebook as well. So please share with your friends, your friends and family, if you think this is something that would resonate with them. We certainly want to hear from you, and we're going to just keep reiterating this, and coming together, and hopefully this you took something from this. So that's all we have time for episode 4 of the
Yes.
Too Big
Oh,
Podcast.
it's been fun. And check out our first 3 episodes if you missed them. And we've got some pretty fun stuff in there as we evolve with this podcast. Grow with us.
Yeah,
And flow with us.
That's
Grow and
right.
grow.
On that note,
Good
bye
night.
for now.
Take care.
Thank you.
Yay! That's a wrap.
So learning a little bit on why one microphone just held on for the whole time. I think I just didn't charge all of them enough.
I was gonna say, I think my batteries probably just died, right?
Yeah, the battery died because when it started going red, I think what had happened is that I
even turn it
started
on.
charging them all at the same time, but I'm wondering if I should have just done it over